What's going on, motivators? We got another video. I'm trying to make a quick video on what's going on with the polls right now, because I think we might have a major problem come the midterm. Let's get into this.
74%, nearly 3 in 4 say no. Just 25% overall say yes. You might say, okay, well, at least Dems like Democrats. Not the case. Look at this. The majority of Democrats are independents who lean Democrats. Look at this. 55% say no, congressional Democrats do not have the right priorities. And then you just see a minority, 45% of Democrats say that congressional Democrats have the right priorities. This to me just jumps out at the screen because it screams primary challenges all over the map. And it says that even if Democrats don't like Donald Trump, they don't like their own party either when it comes to Congress and overall.
So this is some of the similar videos that I played last time where Democrats are not doing good in the party. They are failing within themselves. Their ratings are pretty low. Obviously, we're tracking that. But with this war going on too, it provides them a benefit where we could also be failing.
I mean, my goodness gracious.
So it's sort of like Democrat on Democrat crime here. What's overall approval among Democrats of their leaders?
Yeah, okay. So, you'd speak about Democrat on Democrat crime, and I want to know how unusual what we're seeing right now about how Democrats feel about Democrats in Congress is. Take a look at this. This is a trend line going back through the years, midterm elections in which there's a GOP president. Look at this. In 2006.
So the thing remains that Democrats are trending very low when it comes to their normalcy from where they've been into the last couple of elections and midterms. At the same time, the Republicans are not doing much better, especially with the war. Let's take a look.
And we are running all the numbers on why war isn't helping Trump, and you won't see this on air. Why is there not a rally around the flag event for Donald Trump? In fact, you look at these numbers, they're absolutely bonkers. There's been the opposite of a rally around the flag event. Look at this. Net approval change due to actions in Iran. If you look a month in, back during the Iranian hostage crisis, look at this. Jimmy Carter saw his net approval rating jump up by 32 points. It was a massive.
Guys, we live in different times right now. During those time frame, America was more pro-war. Now we're into the point, I would say, more isolationist, right? But still, this war needs to end as quick as possible. As quick as possible, before the next month or into the next month, that would give a longer longevity to ensure that we build back the confidence of the United States personnel, especially with the economy, so we could turn those numbers around.
The rally around the flag event. But look at this. Trump's net approval rating, it's actually down. It's actually down 1, 2, 3, 4 points. 4 points since the beginning of the war in Iran. And indeed, you can look at wars during the last 35 years in the Middle East, and you see the same story. That is usually you see rally around the flag events. You're not seeing that here. Look at this. 1 month change in net approval ratings during the Iran war, the Iraq war, and the Gulf War. Both of these, of course, being fought with Iraq. And look at this. Again, you see Trump here, 4 points under war. Look at this with George W.
I mean, the difference too, United States have been war fatigued. In the last year, we were fighting or standing by Israel fighting Iran and Hezbollah, and also in Palestine. So there had been a notion for almost 2 years that we're tired of it. Although we're not participating in the Ukraine war, we have heard it for the last 2 to 3 years. Americans don't like war, especially something where we don't feel we're getting something out of it. And right now, the Americans are worried more about the economy than helping another country.
Bush, 14 points above, that is, his net approval rating jumped by 14 points. And look at George H.W. Bush. My goodness gracious, a jump of 31 points in just a month's time from the start of the Gulf War to a month in. So we see that Donald Trump is very, very much the outlier here. Now, I was racking my brain, and
Now we want to bring in the Democratic leader of the House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries. Congressman, thank you for joining us this morning. Your reaction to these developments overnight?
Well, I'm thankful that a second U.S. airmen has been rescued heroically by our special.
Let's look ahead to the midterm elections. We saw the president sign that executive order this week on mail-in voting. I know you believe it's unconstitutional, but what is your message to Democrats who are concerned that the president and his party are going to be able to find ways to subvert the elections?
We're going to work as hard as we can to make sure that this is a free and fair election. That executive order is unlawful and unconstitutional. We've already filed litigation, and we expect that it will be declared so in short order by the courts. We've won victory after victory in terms of even.
I also think that there is an underlying issue with the Trump administration filing those executive orders. They automatically know that the Democrats are going to try to block it through the courts. I think there's a game plan with that.
In this very conservative Supreme Court, most recently, of course, in connection with the unlawful Trump tariffs, I expect that this executive order, which is designed to try to suppress the electorate, alter the landscape in order to artificially keep control of the House and the Senate, will be rejected. At the same time, George, we're going to continue to articulate an affirmative vision to the American people of what we as Democrats will do if they give us the opportunity to lead in the majority. We're going to fight hard to lower the high cost of living, to fix our broken healthcare system, to get ICE under control, to end this reckless war of choice in the Middle East, and to focus every single day,
Get ICE under control by not funding that portion of DHS, right?
single week, every single month on actually making life better and more affordable for hardworking American taxpayers.
Why isn't that breaking through? The Democrats in Congress are almost as unpopular as the president right now.
Well, one of the things that I will say is breaking through is that consistently for the last 15 months, Democrats have been winning elections all across the country, up and down the ballot, including most recently in deep red states like Texas, like Louisiana, and of course a few weeks ago in Florida, particularly in Mar-a-Lago. So at the end of the day, when the American people evaluate who's going to push back against Republican extremism, who is going to actually make life better for them and focus on the issues that matter, consistently they're choosing Democrats. Now, as it relates to the parties being perceived as unfavorable across the country, we understand that dynamic because the American people want to see action.
All right. So here is my take on this, and I think the problem is going to be Democrats are hoping that Republicans are going to do bad. They are pretty close to Republicans as far as how they are favored, right? They're pretty much on the water the same way. But again, they were hoping for a crisis. But I believe where it's going to hurt Republicans the most is what have happened in the last 4 to 5 years during COVID. The blue states were doing so bad that everyone pretty much migrated to red states. And the very, very bad things that we are seeing so far in red states where Democrats have won, that they're bringing their old baggages with them. They're still voting with the same idea that they left the blue state with, but they're leaving their bad state situations where they didn't like what was going on, but they're bringing that same mindset to a red state, and now they're still voting for Democrats. So that's going to be very challenging, especially in the midterms. We will need majority of Republicans to turn out. I'm not sure how the Republicans are going to do that because there is a very, very bad precedent, especially for Republicans come midterms. No one shows up, and especially for special elections, they don't show up, period. So the rallying cry would be, how do we make sure that more Republicans turn up than the Democrats that have left the blue cities and the blue states to the red states? Same mindset like what Trump said in 2024, too big to rig. I think we got to have that same mindset moving forward, but it got to start in the next 2 months. I think if not, we might be in a bad situation if this war persists, especially if it persists before the FIFA World Cups comes in. All right, guys, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share a Black veteran's perspective. Stay motivated.